Holy cow, welcome. Hi, I'm Suzanne Castle. Welcome to Training Tuesday. It is another day where in about 10 minutes or less, we do some high level leadership, lifestyle training. I've been thinking about how all over the world, with the Olympics going on and Delta variant wreaking havoc again, business leaders that I'm talking to are continuing to figure out how to rebuild their vision of the future, how to navigate this rapidly changing social and economic landscape that we find ourselves in. And as we continue to figure out how to surf the waters of a pandemic, of social change, emerging into the nextness, whatever that might look like, it remains clear to me that a strong leadership is needed. Right now, you can't wait any longer. Leadership is needed to move us out of the economic shutdowns and the after effect of that. Leadership is needed to get beyond surviving to thriving. Leadership is needed in creative ways to help us move forward. And I think I'm landing on the fact that leaders that expect their nonprofits, their businesses, their churches, their solopreneur, their side hustle, leadership that expects it to return to what it was, literally are doing this. Because I don't think that normal that we were experiencing before all of this happened is going to go back. And those leaders are going to continue to struggle to survive. And right now, organizations that choose their top priorities carefully and adapt quickly to innovate and evolve their operations are really going to be positioned to succeed in the new normal. We can no longer wait for that Titanic of systemic change to happen any longer, because nothing, and I mean nothing, is going back the way that it was. The time for creative leadership is now. My specialty. So I'm so excited today to talk to you about 3 priorities that I believe that all executive types, manager types, solopreneur types, leaders can focus on right now. These 3 critical factors that will help you move out of survival mode and towards a more successful future. So the first one that I'd like to talk to you about today is putting people first. Putting people first. So I can think of no other organization to follow on people first mentality than Disney, especially under the leadership of the fabulous Lee Cockrell. Long ago, Disney recognized the importance of putting people first, both customers and employees, and leaders need to be emotionally available to their teams and able to have hard conversations. And let's face it, that is what we're doing right now. Lee Cockrell often still reminds us that the number one reason that people choose to leave or to stay with an organization is if they are appreciated and they feel seen. If they're appreciated and they feel seen. So let that sink in for a moment. And whether or not you like the politics of Disney or how they do their business, many of their leaders put people first. I love Simon Sinek, and I bet you do too. If you're following me, you're probably following him. He's incredible. And he has this book called Leaders Eat Last. And in that book, he talks about empathy. And he says that empathy is about being concerned about the human being and not just about the output. And that is the kind of leaders that we need right now. You see, leaders get to create a healthy culture when they demonstrate real empathy and find ways to support their teams through this challenging time. So workplaces could offer flexible schedules to staff. They could provide technology needed to work more efficiently wherever that might be. Or if you are working in person or need in people kind of leaders, businesses then need to ensure that their workers feel safe as possible, that they have the safety equipment that they need, that they can step out if they're feeling unsafe in the moment, because I believe that making employee well-being a top priority is vital to creating a culture where teams are going to thrive. The past year and a half, almost 2 years now, has undone so much for us. And now many of our teams are focused on how to work more sustainably for balance. So leaders that have that at the forefront, like what does it mean to be in this organization and have a work-life balance, will succeed. And great leaders that focus then on that clear and effective communication that gives their people clarity and the guidelines that they need to make decisions about balance, about well-being, about health and mental health, and still keep operations running smoothly are the leaders that are going to rise to the top. So effective leaders, they're clear about their purpose and their mission. They communicate it clearly and frequently to their teams. And when employees are clear about the greater meaning behind their work, they're going to have the confidence to perform at their very best. So that's my first tip. My second tip is about caring. Now, You're like, well, isn't that what we were just talking about, putting people first? Well, kind of. But I see this bigger as caring for your clients and your customers, those that are coming towards you. Because I think most people would agree that customer service really should be a top priority for any business, any nonprofit, any church. How you care for those within your sphere are very important. However, providing value and service, it looks a lot different now than it did, just 2 years ago. So companies must focus on the safety and the well-being of those that are following them and coming towards them, which means that they're going to need to be agile. They're going to need to be innovative to continue to be successful. Many companies I'm working with have found ways to provide additional value to customers during the pandemic to help to work and support them through this global crisis. Some of these practices will need to remain to stay relevant. Some of them are temporary and they can begin to go away. Consider maybe keeping flexible payment plans, or maybe begin them if you haven't thought about that. Maybe adjust your advertising to be about wellness of the whole body and the whole earth, and continue to uplift how your company culture is dedicated to something other than more, right? And now more than ever, I think companies need to find ways to show that they care about their customers as people. In other words, be a good human. It's not that hard. So think about what it means for you to be a good human and what you can communicate that is a value that you hold. I believe that maintaining positive and genuine relationships with clients will have long-term benefits for any company, any organization. So staying in touch with your existing people, even when they're not spending as much or they're not consuming as much, is absolutely vital for future business, because you're saying, I believe in you even when you're not coming towards me or buying from me or getting the things that I'm offering. So that is one way to retain your existing customers, and also at the same time creating this goodwill in the greater community, because people are like, you know what? They're serving me even though I didn't buy anything. That will help you grow in the future. One way I served my clients during the last year and a half was something like this, like to offer free training Tuesdays. I started this during the pandemic because people needed something. I also try to generate content that I think is relevant. Like today, my show, Thought Leader Thursday, that comes out twice a month to connect people to really interesting leaders in the way they're thinking about the world, that gives a tidbits on a wide variety of topics. I offered to do sales meetings, lunch and learns for free, not expecting anything, but just, I want to be the go-to gal for creative communication strategies from life to business, but I can't do that if I don't serve first. So remember, caring is absolutely paramount and a leadership strategy that you need right now. And then finally, the last one is learning and growing. So what do I mean by learning and growing? Well, I believe the third priority is to prepare leaders for teams for whatever comes next. Now that's kind of big, that's kind of huge, that's kind of out there. But as John F. Kennedy once wrote, leadership and learning, they're indispensable to each other. So managers will need the right skills to lead effectively in the face of unprecedented challenges, rapid change. You need to have change theory, change management people. Maybe you need to bring alongside as someone like me that will temporarily be in your organization to help you navigate those seas and to up-level your communication and your change. Because I believe that organizations must ensure that their teams have the education and the experience that they need to continue to move their business going forward. For example, I'm a DISC trainer where I use this assessment tool to help you and your team understand communication patterns, understand how those communication patterns directly affect your clients, how you sell, how you serve, how you lead. So take time to take learning to the next level will help you, your work, your leaders, your teams, and ultimately those that you serve go to the next level as well. I really believe that now is the time to invest in learning and development to strengthen skills like crisis management, decision-making, accountability, open and effective communication, productivity and efficiency, and responsive problem solving. I mean, of course, I'd be silly if I didn't use this opportunity to say, I'd love to help you do those things. Let me know, drop a comment and let me know. But I think as we all establish the new boundaries, it's time for us to realign our vision and how we're living that out in extraordinary fashion. And it starts today with you as you're watching this here. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about Verve 2021. You've been hearing me share about this. Verve was designed, this is the third annual Verve, to help leaders really kind of rise up to the next level by taking a day to reset. It's a different strategy. It's not about chasing. It's about going back inward, right? So this year, Verve will be live in Fort Worth on October the 1st, and it is only for high-powered, high-end, high-achieving lady bosses. I'm very specific this year because these are the people that are busting it at home, in the biz, in the wider community. They really are doing the hustle, but I really believe that that is the key. Take it up a notch to stop. to reassess, to realign, to rejuvenate, get back to your dreams and your visions and make a new action plan. And that's why I created the Verve content for this year. So it is really the one-day solution for women who work hard, who are ready to take a break from the hustle and the bustle of everyday life, get rejuvenated and recharged strategically in person with uncovering their goal-getting persona, with finding out a foolproof way to create structure that will help you work less and live more, optimizing your productivity while still prioritizing you and your life and your dreams. So if you are up for that, come towards me, please. Come to Verve. You can see the link below. You can drop a comment and I'll check you out. And if you drop a comment on this video and you're interested in Verve, I'll give you a discount. Tickets are $137, but if you comment here, I'm going to give you a discount code. Show up, bring somebody alongside you for this fabulous one-day training. Only 40 leaders will be in the room, so it is an exclusive event. Thanks for joining me on Training Tuesday. I'm Suzanne Castle. You can do this. Get creative. You need to put people first. You need to care. You need to learn. You need to grow. Thanks for being here with me. Have a fabulous Tuesday. I'll see you next week.